Allied is an absolutely beautiful film visually. The narrative is really full of so many little twists and turns that it will keep you engaged right until the end. And it's quite a long film. I believe it's just over 2 hours. This was released in 2016, directed by Robert Zemeckis and written by Stephen Knight, with a brilliant cast, including, of course, Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard. It has an overall rating of 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb, which I think is pretty fair. That's a really respectable rating for IMDb. And the description reads as follows. In 1942, a Canadian intelligence officer in North America encounters a female French resistance fighter on a deadly mission behind enemy lines. When they reunite in London, their relationship is tested by the pressures of war. I'll be honest, it's the bits in London that make me the most excited, not just because of the scenery. A little bit of it was filmed behind Hampstead. The scenery is gorgeous though, and that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love this. I feel like they capture some really gorgeous locations, and for me the narrative is interesting, but it's not really my kind of film. I'm not the biggest fan of action films, but I do love films set during or kind of focusing on World War II. So I liked the topic. The action aspect wasn't really targeted at me. That's not what I wanted to watch this film for. I wanted to watch it to be transported to the 1940s, and it does that completely. It's fully immersive. Obviously, even though I wasn't really that bothered about the action aspect, it is very good. The development is great, the pacing is great, it's high intensity, sometimes mellow at other times, really well balanced, and I think the narrative was executed brilliantly. As I said, the locations, the scenery for the most part are stunning, and the costumes are absolutely beautiful. They really are so seriously gorgeous, and obviously that shouldn't be the main focus of a film, but it plays a big role in helping to make something believable and visually appealing. And especially Cotillard, she had some really stunning costumes. Costume design is by Joanna Johnston. Would I recommend this film? Without any question. It was nominated for an Oscar, but apparently it only has one award. It was nominated for the Best Achievement in Costume Design, which unfortunately it didn't win. But it did win the Operators Award feature film. That went to Peter Cavacchiotti for camera operator. I sincerely apologise if I pronounced that incorrectly, as I'm 100% certain that I did. The costume design was a tough category, actually. It was up against some incredible ones. La La Land, Jackie, Florence Foster Jenkins, and the winner, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So any of those would have been amazing. But despite the fact it didn't win that particular Oscar, it's a really beautiful film. It's a really emotional, high intensity, high action film. The relationship between Pitt and Cotillard, Max and Marianne, is really enjoyable to watch on screen. It's not always easy to watch, but it's good to watch. It's beautiful. Sometimes they're isolated. Sometimes there are a lot of people on screen. I thought it was a visually stunning film with a gripping narrative, even if it's not something that's directly targeted at me. Allied completely lived up to the hype, and probably more.